Hey everyone, Rail Fan Lily back for another video. Today we are doing a Q&A. So, to start off, I'm just pulling up the questions that I've been asked already to start. These are all, by the way, from you guys. Question number 1. When did you originally start the Minecraft world? Well, this is not the first one I've done. I've had 3 major ones and one that I didn't really get kicked off too far. Don't mind that. Apartment building. Anyways, the first one started about, I believe, I'm trying to think here. I think I started the first one around 2016. 2016 probably would be the best guess of the first one. And it was funnily enough, it was not a super flat world when I first started. I had to basically by hand, I had to clear out terrain to actually fit things like the giant fire stations, the original Pokemon Stadium that I built. And then I had the huge train yard. But of course, then the second world started after I lost the first world. Or actually, no, I've had 4 big worlds. First one started in 2012. 2012 is when I started the first world. It was a super flat world, but it wasn't as nearly detailed as it is today. Nor realistic, really. Second one started in 2016. Third one started in 2018, I want to say. And then this one has been ongoing for 2 years. So, well, 2 to 3 years now. Started, I believe, in 2021. Yeah, 2021 sounds about right. Basically 2021 until present, and this is where it's gotten to as far as what I've gotten done. What is my favorite fire station in my Minecraft world? Well, that's a bit of a harder question for me because every single one of them I've built I really enjoy. But if I had to pick a favorite, it'd have to be Station 1 here. Just because it was completely redesigned. And this is the first real big accomplishment I've done for a long time. Like, for example, this was the original design. Well, sort of original, I say. The design originally didn't have that shield there. So I decided to bring back the old tradition of not having the shield on the front. Oh, and I recently added traffic lights, by the way. Favorite fire truck manufacturer? Pierce, absolutely. Like, that's probably the number one. Second is Seagrave. Electromotive division or General Electric for diesel locomotives? Electromotive all the way. Because the SD40-2 has in fact, fun fact about my favorite locomotive, it is the only one where almost every unit that was ever put into service remains in service to this day. Future plans for my world/channel. Well, future plans for the world, well, build. But in all seriousness, I'm planning on building the coastline with a bunch of island areas as well, but that's still off in the future. Plans for the channel. Now, that's the tough one, because I really don't know what I'm going to do with the future. I never really plan these things anymore. Sure, I plan a couple of days ahead of time, but other than that, I'm not really much of a planner. What is your favorite railroad? Probably Central Pacific. Central Pacific has always been a pretty good one. It's the only one that really did not enter the diesel era. I don't think there ever was a Central Pacific diesel, because they got absorbed into Southern Pacific before being absorbed again into Union Pacific. If you could pick a favorite Norfolk Southern Heritage unit, what is it and why? That's a good question. Best one I could think of, which is really good in terms of style, would probably be either Pennsylvania Railroad or maybe yeah, probably Pennsylvania or Illinois Terminal. What is your favorite Union Pacific Heritage diesel? Top one's gotta be Southern Pacific. It's the most beautiful out of the four that I have for top. Favorite steam locomotive? Jupiter 119. If you could pick any locomotive that has either been restored or replicated, what is your favorite? Again, Jupiter 119. Those two were beautiful rebuilds. Favorite locomotive fuel? My opinion, wood has always been the most versatile, because in fact, even coal burners had to use wood to just start the fire. Let's see here. Favorite company in FDNY? That's a tough one. Probably I'll have to go with I'll probably have to go with 33.9. For those who don't know, engine 33, ladder 9, that's the only company that was almost directly underneath the towers that both of their units survived. Badly damaged, sure. In fact, Tower Ladder 9 had her cab completely blown out. But other than that, they survived, which shows they were pretty well built. Favorite sailing ship? Oh, that's a tough one. Favorite sailing ship? It's gonna be a mix between either the HMS Victory or, if we are allowed fictional, the Black Pearl. Favorite steam ocean liner? Go with the classic, the Olympic class. That's including Olympic, Titanic, and Britannic. All three were remarkable for their time. What branch of the U.S. military are you most fond of? I'd have to go with Navy the whole way. Navy, not only do they have a really awesome theme song, but the Blue Angels are all the way. They beautiful blue and gold flying through the sky. I've seen them a couple of times. I'm gonna pull some from my comments here. All right, so. Alright. One of my viewers asked, where does the La Crosse Fire Department store the ambulances? Well, actually, in all honesty, we actually do not own any ambulances. All ambulances are actually run through a non-profit organization called Tri-State Ambulance, and it's actually a pretty widespread operation. Basically, we just house some of their ambulances sometimes due to a contract we have with them, with Tri-State. La Crosse has with Tri-State. And if I can do a tone-out video. If you actually... The problem with doing a tone-out video from inside is you gotta have the timing. Like, if I was able to, I would, but it's very, very hard to do a good timed video because you can't predict the calls. Like, it's very, very hard, to say the least. It's not like, oh, hey, there's a fire, wait 5 seconds, it's gonna call in. Yeah, you can't really do that. It's not like that easy enough to do. If I ever get the chance, I will do that, but unfortunately, I'm not that lucky. My timing's almost always been off. Another question I've received: why does Onalaska Fire Department have all impel trucks? Well, that's a more complicated question because, to be all honest, no one really knows why a company sticks with one kind. For example, why does FDNY stick with so many Seagraves? They've got like hundreds of them there. Basically, it all comes down to preference. What works, what doesn't, what they've tried, what they've been tested through. It all depends. Another person asked, why are most of La Crosse's equipment so old? Well, it actually all comes down to financial. Fire departments don't buy their own rigs. It's funded through the city. And if the city does not want to fund a fire truck, we do not get a fire truck. That's basically how it'll go. It's a sad reality, but unfortunately the city likes to spend money on other things rather than supplying rigs. But then again, rigs are licensed through about 25-year lifespan. And then you have to keep it up through maintenance and all that. But basically, they're pretty good to go for a full 25-year service. Another person asked, did you know about Phoenix's rescue crash? And if you're talking about Rescue 44, yes, I have seen it. My prayers go out to the guys in Phoenix because a DUI, if for those who do not know, a guy under the influence was on the road and unfortunately crossed paths with a rescue truck and collided, T-boned. It's a pretty nasty crash by the looks of it, so. Another person commented, FDNY had a crazy New Year's. Oh, don't I know it. There's been quite a few fires. There's a YouTuber I watch called The Magisterium, I believe that's how you pronounce it. It's very hard to pronounce names these days. But basically, I swear, he's got a teleporter or something, because he manages to get to the scene pretty easily. Yes, I know he drives a car. But anyways, another person had a question. So your hazmat is a 2001. Is there any rigs that are older than that? No, hazmat is, or I should say was the oldest. She's currently being sold off, and it will be a 2004 Sabre, funnily enough. It's being replaced by USAR 10. And I believe I covered that in one video. One video I have of her responding from an upstairs window that I had. Another person commented, which is your favorite CSX heritage unit? If I'm going to be all honest, I think my favorite would have to be what they did with the one locomotive they had, and I believe a second one was found. So for those who do not know, the shops had nothing to do with these two. There was someone who vandalized, or I should say, well, it's classed as vandalism, but is it? With the professionalism of that job? Like, seriously. Someone painted one of CSX's noses with the original chassis colors. And the shops had nothing to do with it. But the level of, professionalism taken with it. My God, that was almost too perfect. Basically, that's gotta be my favorite unit, because their new ones they're rolling out with don't even make sense. Chassis never had any General Electric Evolution series, last I remember. Then again, I was proven wrong before. What's your favorite railroad song? Southern Pacific Roll On. That's been my favorite for years. Another person asked, Will you ever finish the DOT vehicles? Yes, I just haven't had the motivation to finish it off yet. I'll get to it. It's just, I want to get some other projects done first. If you had to pick a build that you built, what would be your favorite build you've done? Ooh. Another tough one. I really don't know, actually. That one is a bit of a tough one. I think one of my best builds ever I've done was not actually on this world, but my old rail yard. Like, that was insane. It spanned for 10,000 blocks. It was probably the most intricately detailed yard I've done. And then I had to start over, so. Alright, I'm gonna choose one final question here. I'll go with two. So, someone asked, where do you get your music? Well, it just happens to be I find different pieces of music, and if it sounds catchy, I listen to it a couple of times, I'll use it if it's at least copyright free, or if I have the license for it, which I almost never do, so I don't use license needing music. Anyways, the last question. There's too many to choose from. I don't know. There's too many. Let's do this one. A person asked, if you had any achievement you've accomplished, what was that achievement? Well, I always wanted to build Firehouse 51 from Chicago Fire for a long time, and I just never was able to get it right until I did. That was probably my best achievement I've ever done, just because of the sheer scale of what I was trying to do. I'll do one more question. Oh, here's a good one. Okay, here's a good one. What makes firefighters want to run into a burning building? And are you scared when doing it? This is a two-parter question, which is complicated to say, but I'll answer the second part first. Yes, anyone in their sane mind would be scared enough to run into a burning building. You'd be a lunatic if you didn't. But that's what they would train you for. Because I've gotten this question a lot from others about this. When you get trained to face those fears and act against them. Because it's human nature to run into that kind of danger that could potentially, And what makes us do it is to save lives, basically. And that's the best way I can put that. I want to thank everyone for watching this Q&A and participating and giving me these questions. And I am probably not going to do another Q&A for a couple of months. I'm still kind of getting my place together because I got a new place. So, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. You guys have been great. I'm at 140 subscribers. Thank you guys so much for getting me here. Every day it's a new challenge to try and get my content better and more streamlined. So, as always, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!